Hello everyone and welcome to my review of the LEGO 7127 Imperial AT-ST. I've bought this one on Bricklink for €17.5 with the Chewbacca minifig and €10.5 for one without the minifig. The instructions. You get this booklet, which I believe is pretty nicely designed. You can see the trees on Endor, and of course you can imagine this all about that scene where Chewbacca, spoilers here, is capturing one of the Imperial AT-STs with help from the Ewoks. On the back side you can see other models you can buy, and yeah. You got C-3PO in Technic, the Stormtrooper in Technic, and the Droideka in Technic, which actually I quite like the look of that one. So yeah, inside, yeah, but these instructions are very basic, the older style of things without telling how much parts you need for the one step. But a very nice feature here, so you can see on top you got different scenes from the from Return of the Jedi, which I don't believe LEGO has ever done since. These are not all the same scene. Here you got another one, and here you've got the look of the AT-ST. So yeah, I approve of these instructions. I like that they incorporated the scenes a bit there. And of course you got the next, in the back of the booklet, you've got all the other sets you can buy, which is quite a lot actually. I don't believe I have seen so many Star Wars instructions with this many sets, because at the back of this page you got even more with the AT-ST there, Mos Espa pod race, etc. Yeah, I like it. It gives me a quite nice nostalgic feeling. As mentioned, it comes with the Chewbacca minifig. This is a design that hasn't been altered for a very long time in LEGO Star Wars. I still prefer this one actually, because this just tells you it's Chewbacca, and it does the job quite perfectly. It has his ammo belt on there. He doesn't come with his bowcaster, which is quite a pity, but it's a great minifig. And if you want to build a Wookiee army, this is maybe one of the cheapest ways to get him. He doesn't come with any printing below on his torso, of course, because, well, you don't see it. So yeah, great little minifig, and still holds up to this day in my opinion. So yeah, this is Chewbacca on top of it, just as in the box art. So, one of the main features of the walker is, of course, walking. It's connected via these Technic beams, so it could walk quite smoothly. Only thing is, whilst it's walking quite nicely, you cannot turn the head of the vehicle, which is obviously a main feature in the movies, and it's completely lacking right here. Also, it doesn't have a lot of articulation on the legs. You cannot do very much with it. It can go backwards, as do the ankles, but more than that you do not get. And also a big draw on this walker is when I let go, this happens. The walker is anything but balanced. You could balance it out by putting one leg a little bit in front of the other, or just make an assembly at the bottom, holding the feet of the walker in place. So here you have the walker, and here you have the walker with an ATST driver. So why doesn't it come with an ATST driver, and it does come with Chewbacca? I don't know. It would have definitely improved on the vehicle. Chewbacca itself, it's a great, very great minifigure, but it just doesn't fit an ATST because you could only play one scene out, and with an ATST driver you could play multiple scenes and build an army. Because of this minifigure selection, you can, however, play the hostile takeover of Kashyyyk by the Imperial forces. So Chewbacca is again the enemy of the ATST. So in that perspective, it does give more playability, but still you do lack the Imperial ATST driver. My afterthoughts: the set is greatly suited to fill up an army with just ATSTs. As an army builder in a minifigure perspective, of course it is not. Whenever you're buying an ATST, you can, however, fill up your Wookiee army on Kashyyyk. But when you're buying an ATST, you're buying it to give the Empire another vehicle they can take to battle against the rebels. And in this case, you can only play out one scene, and that's it. This version just doesn't hold up to the newer ones. However, for the low cost you can get it at, it is a great vehicle to put in mocks, etc. Especially if you're also using other very old vehicles like the first AT-80 and etc. So for that purpose it's great, and that whenever you're designing a mock that's not gonna be, let's say, 6 base plates wide and 10 in length, this is actually the best way to fill up your mock without using too much room that the other ATSTs would require. Chewbacca says thank you. Goodbye.